You know, it feels like a massive wave of artificial intelligence is just crashing into our schools and universities right now. Some people are calling it the biggest revolution in learning since the internet. But for others, it feels more like a reckoning, a major challenge to academic integrity and maybe even the very idea of what education is supposed to be. So let's unpack this and see what's really happening on the ground.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? Is all this just a lot of hype, or is a genuine, full-blown revolution actually sweeping through our schools? Well, if you look at the evidence, it seems pretty clear that this is very real and it is happening incredibly fast.
And look, this isn't happening on the fringes. We're talking about some of the biggest, most prestigious institutions in the world. Oxford University, for example, just became the very first in the UK to give university-wide access to ChatGPT Edu. That's a huge signal of institutional confidence.
Now get this number. This isn't 200 students. It's over 200 times different AI initiatives that have been launched at just one university, Arizona State. That tells you this isn't just about giving people access to a tool, it's about a deep, practical integration across the entire campus. They're going all in.
And the scale, it just keeps getting bigger. Over at Indiana University, that number jumps to 120,000. That's how many staff and students are getting access to ChatGPT Edu, which makes it the second largest deployment of its kind on the entire planet.
So the takeaway from all this is pretty clear, right? We are right in the middle of a massive AI rollout. Big-name universities aren't just dipping their toes in the water, they are betting big on this tech for their entire communities.
But as you can probably guess, this super fast adoption isn't happening without some friction. For every university that's rushing to embrace AI, there are some really serious questions and some significant pushback popping up. So let's look at the other side of the coin here.
This one slide just captures the whole conflict perfectly. On one side, you have these top-tier universities going all in on campus-wide AI. And on the other, you've got universities actively disabling AI detection tools, and even the federal government launching formal investigations. It is a real tug-of-war.
This is the reason Curtin University gave for disabling Turnitin's AI detection software, and it is so telling. Just think about that for a second. The very tool that was designed to ensure academic integrity was actually seen as undermining trust because, frankly, it was just too unreliable.
And these concerns, they go way beyond the classroom. The Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, is now formally investigating AI companions designed for minors. And why? Because in just 50 hours of testing one of these services, Character.ai, they documented 669 harmful interactions. That number, wow, it really puts the potential risks into sharp perspective.
You know, this isn't just a debate about ethics anymore. It's escalated into a major legal battle. There's a landmark case going on right now involving the AI company Anthropic, and it's setting a precedent that could change everything for AI companies and for the schools that use their products.
So let's just break down how we got here. First, a group of authors sued Anthropic. They claimed their books were illegally used to train its AI models. Then, a massive $1.5 billion settlement was reached. But, and this is a really big but, a federal judge has slammed on the brakes, demanding way more transparency about how the AI was trained and how these authors are actually going to be protected.
The outcome of this case is absolutely critical. Why? Because it represents the very first major legal precedent that's going to shape how AI models can be trained from here on out. So for any university thinking about signing a contract with an AI company, well, the legal and ethical ground is literally shifting right under their feet.
Okay, so with all this uncertainty and all this chaos, how are educators supposed to move forward? Well, instead of just reacting to every new thing, many are now starting to proactively build a new playbook for how to integrate AI responsibly. And the official policy direction on this is fascinating. You know, we hear a lot about banning cell phones in schools, but at the same time, a major report just identified AI as the #1 educational tech priority for U.S. states. So they're not backing away, they're actually investing more to get teachers ready for this.
And all this investment is leading to a whole new generation of tools. We're seeing things from the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative that are designed to ground AI in actual learning science. Google's Notebook LM is adding practical study aids like quizzes and flashcards. Even Turnitin is piloting a new tool called Clarity, which focuses on responsible integration. You can see the focus is shifting away from just catching cheaters to building genuine literacy.
So all of this brings us to the future. And the truth is, the path forward isn't clear at all. This AI revolution has left us with some really profound and so far unanswered questions about the very nature of learning itself.
The education testing service is flagging a huge problem here. Everyone is racing to create AI literacy programs, right? But we don't have a shared definition of what that even means. And without one, they're warning that it risks becoming just another meaningless buzzword.
And maybe the most concerning finding of all has to do with the social side of things. New research is starting to show a really troubling trend. Students are turning to chatbots for help instead of talking to their classmates. The whole idea of collaborative study, of learning from each other, might actually be at risk.
So, the crucial question we're left with is this. As we integrate these incredibly powerful tools that can give an answer to anything, are we accidentally engineering collaboration right out of the learning process? Are we replacing that vibrant, messy, but totally essential process of learning together with a kind of quiet, efficient isolation? That's the billion-dollar question we all have to answer now.